see what they call. Just a heads up running there is you over at third base. It was hot trying to be a runner, and they're going to say send her back, or are they going to leave her? Yeah, he's going to send her back. Time she was halfway, but I guess you go back. So, nice hit there into right field, and all the way to was Marine runner. So the business here leading 1-0. After the shortstop look at Artesia, she struck it looking her first time through, so she went through the runners on the corners in Yates and Lovington in the play-in. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on. It's a pop fly to the right side, out of play. So that'll be strike one on Brooklyn. DP number 4, Jade Hammond on deck, and number 2, Adriana Montoya, the second baseman in the hole for the Bulldogs, our 8-9 hitters. But with nobody out, runners on the corners, the Bulldogs are definitely threatening in this tight ball game. Every run is big. Here's the pitch, swung on. It's a slow roller. Let's see what the shortstop tries to do. She's got her hung up. So Molina didn't commit. They're going to enter a run down, and now she's going to dive in. She is out. She got her on the hip before she dove. So a mistake. That's an error on the Bulldogs running there. She should have went back as soon as that ball was caught by the shortstop, but she got halfway and then didn't keep going. All right, so 2 is put out. Golly. On the fielder's choice, 6-2, and that's going to bring Jade Hammond to the plate. That's going to hit the middle. That's who she held it. Now she's coming. Oh my goodness, another run. No, she's safe. No tag. So she stayed at home. She stopped at third base and then come around. And they had to play easily out at the and so
second baseman number 2,
Montoya. And hits that the first pitch. It does not score, so the Bulldogs now lead. Yeah, I get on the swing. She's for one. She's the first time through. So she'll step back in on Cat Marcus and in the hole, Camry Collins. So that's they set up right center. One run will score, 2 will score at the stand. Oh, she held her up. No, she didn't. She was waving her. Running over there, Jade Hammond didn't see that she was telling her to go home. Man, she was waving her home. One was score on that and ripped out to right center field. And so runners in third now with 1 out, and 3-0 here in the ballgame. The coach is coming out for a second time, but the first time he came out was on I don't think this counts as number 2 because he came out to check on his pitcher. She got nailed by a line drive. Okay, she was waving her home and she stopped. I'm not sure what happened. All right, we're going to go back to number 5 coming back into pitch. So that's going to be Savory back in the ball game. And so we got a break here as the pitching change. And right for the Bulldogs is number 17, Kat Marcus. She's got 2 runners in scoring position here as the Bulldogs look to blow this game open, leading 3-0. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And I don't know why she's not warming up. Maybe she doesn't need to. She had just come out. So talking to the coach. Still talking to him. So he's still looking at his lineup sheet as Mr. Umpire. We'll see what he'll get it all figured out and be ready to go. So we're back to the top of the order. Kat Marcus coming to the plate. She's 1 for 2. She hit a deep shot out to center field, right center, that was caught. And she doubled her first time through. So she's hit the ball hard both times. She'll be looking to stroke it again here. And a base hit should score 2 runs. I don't know. The Bulldogs have made 2 base running errors in this inning. One of them caused an out. The other one she should have scored but didn't come around. In any case, 2 runners in scoring position as we look at ball 1 inside. So Cat steps back in on deck as Cambry Collins is in the hole. Caden Apodaca for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Sanchez. Swung on. Down ball. Good job by the shortstop. Can't get there. It's infield hit. And an RBI as she hit hard. Great stop by the shortstop as she dove to her left. Saved another run for sure. So that puts runners on the corners, and that brings Cambry Collins. He has thrown out the ground out. He's looking to poke one through right here. RBI. One down. Outfield. Her move on. That's way outside. Ball 1. Collins steps back in from the left. Doc on deck and Rodriguez right in the meat of the Bulldog order here with 1 out. Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. That's going to be ball 2. Outside. A little high, a little outside. So 2-0 now. See if Collins, this is a good hitters count. Let's see if she takes one and strikes it somewhere. Here's the pitch, and she swings at it. 8 up. It was a good pitch inside. Probably would have been ball 3, but she fouls it off as that ball was coming in hard on her hands, and she does fight it off. So the count now goes to 2-1 for Collins. She steps back in. Runners on the corners. You're playing up on the corner. Double play up the middle. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's hit out to the gap. Center there. And another base running error, really. We should have been tagging up, but she was off the bag over there. So out number 2. I think it was deep enough to score her, but that's what it is. So runners at first and third with coming to the plate, Caden Apodaca. She is 1 for 1. She had a sacrifice fly and a double. He looks at a called strike 1 on that pitch. It's unhittable. If I were a pitcher in softball, I would throw that pitch every pitch because you have to step on the plate to hit it. It's outside, ball 1, but no, call. So 0-1 the count. Here's the one pitch. Swung on, that's out of here. Sticks into the wind, folks. She got every piece of that. Home run, 3-run shot for Caden Apodaca. And the Bulldogs blow it open here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They now lead 7-0 over the Lovington Wildcats as they celebrate home plate. Everybody taps her on the helmet. Caden hit that ball a ton. And the wind has died down some, but it's still blowing. It was blowing straight out, kind of out of the north and east. And she just struck that. It landed on top. It landed on top of the batting cages out there. That was hit a lot. That was hit hard. Well, that's a 3-run shot, and the Bulldogs now lead 7-0, and that'll bring our somebody else that can hit it a ton. Kinsley Rodriguez, our third baseman of the plate. She's singled and grounded out. She's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Sanchez. Call strike 1. That's where I would live if I were a pitcher. That pitch that's out on that front end of the plate, but then goes outside. Hard to hit that pitch, but called a strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the wind and the pitch from Sanchez. That one too far has to be. Okay, it was. Ball 1. that one was almost on the backside of the left-hander's batter's box. I mean, she caught the other one in the left-hander's batter's box. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There it is. Ground ball. Second baseman picks it up, goes to first, and that will end the inning. But, boy, the Bulldogs do some damage in that inning. As they, of course, runs off 6 hits. There were no errors, and there were nobody left on bases. 7-0 are at top of the fifth.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
Hey y'all, it's Holly with Nails Floral, here to remind you it's almost time to honor that special woman in your life, the one and only Mom. Mother's Day is May 11th, and Nails Floral will have a variety of beautiful, unique spring flowers to show Mom how much you care. We will also be open an extra day on Saturday, May 10th. Come see us at Nails Floral, 712 West Dallas Avenue, online at nailsfloral.com, or call 575-746-3775. Love you, Mom.
Hi, Bulldog fans. Welcome back here to the MAC. Artesia Lady Bulldogs blow up in the bottom of the fourth inning, scoring 6 runs off of 6 hits, punctuated by a 3-run shot by the pitcher, Caden Apodaca, helping herself out. It is now 7-0, and Yaya Garcia will step in, her second time through, and she'll foul the first pitch off to the right side for foul ball, strike 1. She walked her first time through, and she steps back in. So she's 0 for 0. On deck is, well, I'm not sure. I think it'll be back to the, well, I'll wait to see who comes up. There's a little blooper, and the second baseman will just fade back and make the play on the little loop out just in the green. That is out number 1 as Ariana Montoya takes a couple of steps to her left and backwards and catches it over the shoulder. And so Daphne Udahara is coming to the plate, number 11. So she was pitching.
Designated player, number 11.
Well, no, she's the DP. That's what it was. So I don't know why my screen changed. But in any case, she is 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first time through. And she'll look at a foul ball straight back, strike 1 from Apodaca. Collins, Molina, Yates, it's left to right. Rodriguez, Montoya, and Marcus third to first, with Whitmire catching Apodaca. And there's your Bulldog defense. All right, so Apodaca ready to go here in the top of the 5th. 1 out, and the pitch. Strike 2 called. Inside fastball, caught the corner. 0-2 now quickly to Udahara. Castro on deck and Garcia in the hole. We're in the 7, 8, 9 hitters here. Here's the wind in the pitch from Apodaca. I don't know if it was a change-up or maybe a rise ball, but took something off. It's a little high, ball 1. 1-2 now the count. As Udahara steps back in. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike 3 called. And man, it took him a long time to tell us, but it was right down the middle. So I was like, that was a strike, right? And that is out number 2.
Malaya Castro.
Now bring Malaya Castro to the plate, the right fielder. She is 0 for 1. Flew out to the infield. Kinsley Rodriguez on a pop fly, her first time through. All right, so she steps in to face Apodaca for the second time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, as that was a good heater. Blew it by her. And 0-1 count. 2 down. We're at the bottom or the top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs leading 7-0. Here in a game that means a lot to both of these teams. So the Bulldogs obviously want to hold on and get this win. Lovington want to scratch back and get the win. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Bailey Garcia is on deck, and then back to the top of the order, the catcher. Anahi Hyoga in the hole, and they're going to want to get their 2 outs. She's swung at the first one. It's not 3 minutes ago. She swung at the first one. Well, okay. She swung at the first. Yeah. And that's called a strike. So 3-1 now the count. It should have been 2-2.
I didn't think I missed that first pitch.
All right, Castro steps back in. 2-2 or 1-3. 3-1. Man, now I'm confused. And that was the exact same pitch, and he called it a ball. All right, so ball 4 with 2 outs. Now bring the bottom of the order, left fielder number 21, Bailey Garcia, to the plate. She struck out swinging her first time through, as she'll step in to face Apodaca for the second time. Castro down at first. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, grounded right to the first baseman. Cat picks it up, tags first base unassisted. And so there it is. Out number 3. No hits, no runs, no errors. 1 runner left on base. 7-0 as we come to the bottom of the 5th inning with Whitmire, Yates, and Fuentes come to the plate.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our Lazy Bulldog sponsors. First National Bank, Advantage Heating and Cooling, Alma's Restaurant.
Southeast New Mexico College offers a variety of associate degrees and certificates to help you pursue your educational goals. You'll find high-quality, affordable associate programs like business and nursing. Certificate programs like natural gas compression, welding, and industrial maintenance are offered to serve the common needs. Find your direction at SENMC. Navigate new pathways through higher learning at Southeast New Mexico College. Learn more at senmc.edu.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Bottom of the 5th inning.
All right, bottom of the 5th inning is Jenna Whitmire will step in. She's 2 for 2. She singled up the middle both times. One of those hit the pitcher that had just come into the ball game, and she gets ready for the pitch, and there's called strike 1 on that outside edge. On deck for Artesia in this back here in District 4-4A, Bowles 5-1. That pitch too high, far outside, ball 1 to Whitmire. 1-1 to count. Both teams 5-1. They split in their first doubleheader, or their doubleheader, and this is their 3rd game of the series. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball straight backwards. 1-2 now the count to Whitmire. So the winner of this ball game, I've talked about it a lot, they will be in control. They just got to win out to win District 4-4A. Right now, the Bulldogs have that control, win 7-0. And there's another swing and a foul ball straight back. Just missed it. Looked like she tried to lift it out of here. Just missed that pitch. So the count remains 1-2 on Jenna. As Sanchez ready to go. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and got her swinging, and that is out number 1 for the Bulldogs. That'll bring Tessa Yates to the plate. Tessa hit into a fielder's choice and had a single. So she's 1 for 2. On deck is Brooklyn Fuentes and then Jade Hammond for Artesia. 1 down now for the Lovington Wildcats as Sanchez goes back to work. That pitch is called a strike. Upper zone and on the outside edge, strike 1. Garcia, Ellis, Castro left to right. Yaya Garcia's at 3rd. Here's the pitch. That's similar but too high and too far outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Rodriguez, Morales, and Holguin round out the infield, short to first, and then Quiroga catching Sabri Sanchez, who left the game and then came back in. There's a swing, foul ball off to the right side, and play. 4 foul ball. Didn't hit my car, did it?
I hit something over there.
My car over that area.
It moved behind, I don't know.
It
It hit behind the...
Oh, she waved at one, got her to chase. The ball was dropped, but she's going to throw down on a drop 3rd strike. So 2-3 down, and there's 2 outs. And so that'll bring Brooklyn Fuentes to the plate, number 5, shortstop.
Brooklyn Fuentes.
Brooklyn will step in on the right side. She's 0 for 2. She struck out, and she hit into a fielder's choice. So she'll step up. Here's the wind and the pitch. Called strike 1, caught the outer half, and part of the zone for 0 count. 8 on deck. Adiana Montoya, and then hold. Now we have because there's something into the ball over there. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it's coming from the Bulldogs changed their pitcher. He's sitting on the window. He had 2 walks, so he's pitched pretty near perfect. And they're playing the ball off the side. They definitely have somebody down lined up. And that pitcher who out of the pitching period again. There's another foul ball to the right side. So stand by as Fuentes remains. Good pitch there by Sanchez, but she's able to get the bat on it, foul it off to the right side. So she'll step back in, shorten up, 2 down, try to get a 2-out rally going here for the Lady Bulldogs. There's a swing. It's going to be right at the second baseman. Hit it on the nose, but it was a liner right at her. And that is out number 3 on the line drive. So no hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. Going to the top of the 6th, Artesia 7, Lovington 0 with the top of the order, Quiroga, Morales, and Rodriguez coming to the plate.
Get great service with Pressure Services. Pressure Services LLC specializes in hydrovacs, vacuum trucks, kill trucks, sandblasting and coating, and roustabouts. The Bulldogs are champions on and off the field, and Pressure Services LLC are your champions when it comes to dependable, accountable, and efficient service. When you need it right, Pressure Services will be there for you. Pressure Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Go Bulldogs!
This is the time of year we can get all 4 seasons in just one day. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. 1 minute you're sweating in the sun, and the next minute you've got slush in your shoes. But that's winter in Roswell, and after 127 years, we're starting to get used to it. It's too early to plant very much, but you can fertilize pecan trees, spray for dandelions, order your bees, and pick up a new seed catalog. So come see us at Roswell Seed. Like Jim Gill would say, enjoy the warm days, but don't go far from the fire.
16. So we got a change in the circle. Not sure exactly why, but we do. As coming into pitch will be number 17, Kat Marcus, coming from the first base bag. And coming to play first base will be number 16, Leslie Molina. Looks like everybody else is the same, so we're going to break up the no-hitter here. She's got her method to her madness, I'm sure. Leader does. Maybe there was something going on with Apodaca. She might have had a strain or something. You never know. We don't know. We're up here in the press box. It looks strange, but she's got a method. So Kat Marcus now in the circle. She took her warm-ups. And coming to the plate will be the top of the order, number 2, Anahi Quiroga, the catcher.
Bulldogs, number 17.
At batting or in the on-deck school will be number 4, Honey Morales, the second baseman, and in the shortstop, number 17, Avery Rodriguez. All right, so the Bulldogs lead here 7-0. We're at the top of the 6th inning, and Kat Marcus now in the circle. 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out is what we've seen so far. And the first pitch up high, ball 1 to Quiroga. She's the one I was saying was 0 for 1. She walked her first time through, which was a lead-off walk. The ball game off. Ball 2 high. So 2-0 now the count to Quiroga. So the defense, Collins, Molina, Yates, they stayed the same left to right. Rodriguez, Fuentes, Montoya, and now Molina, third to first. That's going to be called strike 1. Good curveball. Broke from in across the middle. So 2-1 now the count to Quiroga. Whitmire stays in at catcher, and Kat Marcus goes from first to the circle. Here's the 2-1. Another pitch called strike 2. Same pitch. Caught the inside half of the plate with a curve. So 2-2 now the count. As Marcus ready to go. Well, I say ready to go. Whitmire looking at her wristband. And now the both ready. Well, no, Whitmire now looking again. All right, here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her swinging, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the 6th.
Number 4, Honey Morales.
That'll bring Honey Morales to the plate. She is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging and grounded out. So let's look at the stat line for Caden. She pitched 5 full Pitched 65 pitches, 40 for strike, 25 balls. She had a 7 strikeout in those. There's called strike 1. That was a curveball. What? What was that pitch? It was high, a little bit high, ball 1. She had 7 strikeouts, all swinging. She did give up 3 base on balls, but had a 0.0 ERA. And then that's called a strike. So I didn't think it was going to be, but it was on that outside corner. So 1-1 now to Honey Morales. First pitch looked like it was perfect. It was a little high, I guess. 1-1 count. As again, Jenna, I don't know if there's some confusion on but it's taking a little longer to get the signals in. Swung on, foul straight back for strike 2. On deck is the shortstop, Zebri Rodriguez, and in the hole, baseman Jocelyn Holguin here in the top of the 6th inning. Bulldogs 7, Lovington 0. Lovington trying to get some base runners on and get some runs across, get back into this ball game. The wind and the pitch, swung on, hit well, center field. Oh, it wasn't hit near as well as I thought. Molina comes flying in, makes the play. I thought that came off the bat better, but that wind went in, but knocked it down, and Molina comes in from center field on the run and catches that line drive in shallow center field. So out, number 2. And that'll bring number 17, Zebri Rodriguez, to the plate. She's 0 for 2, grounded out to Fuentes and struck out swinging for first and second times through. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's it, a tap in the air, and that's going to go out of here. Hits the scoreboard. So a home run for Zebri Rodriguez. Man, she hit that way high in the air, and the wind blowing there didn't matter. She puts it out of the ballpark. So we've seen 2 bombs hit, one by each team. That one by Zebri Rodriguez, the shortstop. And so that gets them a run, and it is now 7-1. Coach Polito coming out after the home run, and so we'll see what she's going to do here.
Coach Polito going to come out.
All right, so 1 home run, and so they're going to put Caden back into the ball game. And so again, I'm really confused now. I thought maybe Caden was hurt or had a strain or something, but Coach Polito just made the decision to bring Apodaca right back in after that home run. So going back to first will be, man, I'm not a coach though, so I don't know. Confusing to me, but is what it is. So Kinsley will go back to first, and Apodaca will come back in. I mean, not Kinsley. Cat Marcus goes back to first. So Cat Marcus, and then at the pitching will be Apodaca back into the ball game. And so I'm getting all that onto my screen here. And Leslie, Molina will go back over to the dugout from first base. And so it's one of those things, that is interesting to me. I mean, I don't know what that does to a person's mentality. Both pitchers, really. You got the pitcher has a no-hitter and you get pulled. And then the next pitcher comes in, get a home run, give up a home run, you pull it immediately. So interesting. Again, I thought maybe Apodaca, she may still be. Maybe she's got an injury of some sort, but decided to bring her back in. Here's the pitch, and that's inside for ball 1. Fastball come blazing in there on the inside. A little bit inside, so ball 1. 1-0 count with 2 outs. And the pitch swung on. That's hit well, but out of play on the right side for a foul ball, strike 1. Center fielder number 6 is Emery Ellis on deck, and number 16, Yaya Garcia, the third baseman, in the hole for the Wildcats. So Holguin will step back in. Here's the wind and the 1-1. Good pitch. Got her to chase one, maybe down out of the zone, but it was a fastball, and she chased it. 1-2 now the count after that swing, and she was really late too, so we'll see if she comes back with another fastball or if she changes it up on her and gets her out in front. Here's the wind and the pitch. She did bring it low, and that is strike 3 swinging and out. Number 3, that is the end of the inning, but there was one hit for one run. It was a homer. No errors and nobody left on base as we go into the bottom of the sixth inning. The Bulldogs lead 7-1. Come to the plate, the DP, Jade Hammond, Ariana Montoya, the second baseman, will be on deck, and Kat Marcus, the first baseman, in the hole.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of First and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy GMC or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of First and Main in downtown Artesia.
Hi Artesia, Cambria here from your local KFC and Taco Bell. And boy, do I have some amazing Tuesday deals for you. If you're grabbing a quick bite for yourself, you gotta try our country fried steak meal. This includes our delicious home-style country fried steak patty served with mashed potatoes and white gravy, creamy coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just for $4.99. Looking to feed the whole fam? We got you covered. Try our $20 meal deal. This includes 8 pieces of all dark meat chicken, large mashed potatoes and gravy, a large coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits. As always, it's great to be a Bulldog, and we hope to see you soon at your local KFC and Taco Bell.
Let's turn that down a little bit. Welcome back here to the MAC. Jade Hammond will lead things off for the Artesia Bulldogs. First pitch, low for ball one. We waited. Kevin and I, we waited. All right, here's the 1-0. Swung on. It's a hard ground ball, and that gets through in the 5-6 hole for a leadoff single for Jade Hammond. And that's what you want to see. Get a single and get some more runs. Get that run back, because that got through the left side over there. Yaya Garcia tried to get it to her left, but unable to get there. So the single puts Hammond down at first with number 2, Ariana Montoya, at the plate. She is 1 for 2. She struck out swinging and then doubled. She's going to swing and a miss at a pitch that was tailing away from her out in that left-handed batter box. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, pop fly in the infield. That may be trouble just because it's so high. And it ends up being trouble as it, that wind, it's just makes them tough to catch. And Quiroga got in her glove, but it fell out. So just a foul ball strike for strike 2 for Montoya. So she's got second life here.
She should have turned around and was looking.
All right, so Ariana steps back in. Kat Marcus on deck and Cambry Collins in the hole. That pitch is high. Ball 1. 1-2 now. The count to Montoya. All right, so 7-1 the count. The score. 7-1 the count. Yeah, it's 7 balls. And she got her on a changeup. Maybe a curveball, but definitely took something off of it. And so the swing and a miss
Number 17
is out. Number 1. That'll bring Kat to the plate. Marcus is 2 for 3. She is doubled and singled. Flew out in between. So she's been hitting the ball hard, though. Here's the pitch. That's going to be called strike 1 on the inside half. So 0-1 now the count. As she steps back in. Sanchez ready to go. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball, ball 1. I was making sure. 1-1 the count. The umpire is no different. I think it's just the thing in softball, at least in my experience, calling a lot of games over the last 8-9 years. That's a pitch that umpires like. There's a swing. It's a pop fly to left field. The left fielder will back up a minute and then catch it for out. Number 2 on the fly out. The old can of corn. Out to left field.
13, Cambry.
That'll bring Cambry Collins to the plate. Cambry 0 for 3. She's grounded out, flew out her at-bats today. So she's definitely looking to get off the schneid as she is 0 for 3 here in the ball game. A lefty, here's the pitch. That's going to be called strike 1 on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. As she steps back in, the catcher Quiroga looking over to her dugout. Now she's got what she needed. The pitch. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be foul down the right side. Bouncer. And so so they'll just gather it up out there in the corner. The right fielder Castro will and get it back in. 0-2 now to Collins. 2 down. No runners. Collins looking to get that 2-out rally going here for the Bulldogs. And she steps back in. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, fouled it off to the left side now to play. So she stays alive. On deck is Caden Apodaca, and in the hole, Kinsley Rodriguez for Artesia. As Cambry waits, there's the pitch, bounces up there for ball 1. 1-2 now the count. It was a good job there by Cambry. I think Sanchez purposely threw that. I know she did. Trying to get her to chase something, and Cambry did not give. So the count now 1-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high and tight. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Yeah. It's a good curveball. I think it was just high when it entered is what I'm thinking, because it dropped down in the inside, but it was a ball according to Mr. Umpire. That pitch is popped up and out of play to the left side, so the count remains 2-2 to Cambry. Jade Hammond down at first. The DP today. All right, so Collins back in, ready to go. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3. So that takes it to full count here. Good at bat here for Cambry, as that was her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th pitch in the at-bat. 2-out rally. That's what the Bulldogs are looking to do here. Full count. And the pitch from Sabri Sanchez. Oh, she's fought it off. It's going to be a slow roll. We're going to have to hurry. She's safe. She beat it out. Good hustle there by Cambry Collins. That was a tough play for the second baseman, Morales, but it's an infield single. And so the 2-out rally stays in place. And guess who? Caden Apodaca. She is 2 for 2. She's got, 4 RBI. She hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI her first at bat. Then she hit a double, and then she hit a 3-run shot, a 3-run shot for a home run. And so there's called strike 1 on that outside edge. 0-1 the count to Caden. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball 1, I think. That was way out there. He did call it a ball. 1-1 the count.
I'm waiting.
All right, runners at first and second. The 2-out rally in place here. The Bulldogs looking to get that run back, leading 7-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, boy. She hit it a ton, but she was way in front of it. Foul ball. If she stroked, that would have been a homer, Simpson, but it foul instead. As she ripped it down the line, foul.
I'm not sure I wouldn't just put up the 4 fingers.
Caden steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside. Oh, he rung her. What? Strike 3 called on a pitch that was up there on that corner. So the Bulldogs end up getting 2 hits, but no runs, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. The Bulldogs lead 7-1. We'll be back.
Artesia High School Bulldog Sports is made possible thanks to Buckhorn Production, LLC. Founded in 2021, Buckhorn Production, LLC operates over 200 wells in the Permian Basin. Like the Artesia Bulldogs, Buckhorn Production, LLC strives for excellence in all of our operations. We encourage all of our employees to be great members of our community and encourage you to join them in supporting all of our athletes, students, teachers, and administrators. Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs.
H&R Block of Artesia is proud to be a member of the community and a sponsor of Artesia Bulldog Sports. At H&R Block, tax time is all the time. They offer year-round assistance for personal or business needs. From simple tax questions to bookkeeping, payroll services, and more. You can trust the team at H&R Block to be there when you need them most. Stop by 502 West Texas Suite A in Artesia or call 746-3456 to schedule an appointment. H&R Block, proud to support Bulldog Sports. Se habla español.
We're back here. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Lovington's got this inning to get at least 6 runs aboard to keep this game going. Bulldogs leading 7-1. And it'll be Zimmery Ellis, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. She is 0 for 2. She's grounded out to the pitcher and to the second baseman. And she looks at a ball a little bit in and a little bit high, ball 1. Actually, she hit it off of Caden's glove, and it ricocheted over to the left side, and Montoya, the second baseman, was able to shift gears and go get it and throw her out. There's a little power bunt on the left side for foul ball, strike 1. 1-1 now the count. On deck is Yaya Garcia, and in the hole, Daphne Urahara for the Lovington Wildcats. Collins, Molina, Yates, left to right. Why do I not have my third baseman in there? Another ground ball went off her foot. Hopefully she is okay. So Kinsley Rodriguez over there at third. Fuentes at short, Montoya at second, and Marcus at first, with Whitmire catching the aforementioned Apodaca. So strike 2 on the foul ball, 1-2 now the count. As Ellis steps back in, center fielder. Here's the wind and 1-2. Swing and a miss, she got her, and that is out number 1. Strikeout swinging. And that was the 10th strikeout of the, I've got 9, so I might have missed one. Ninth strikeout for Apodaca. And to the plate, Yaya Garcia. She walked, and she has flown out to the second baseman. She is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch, right down the middle, called. Ball 1, low, I guess. So 1-0 the count to Yaya. On deck is Daphne Urahara, and in the hole, Malaya Castro for the Lovington Wildcats. Here's the pitch, down and in, ball 2. The wind has really been blowing this entire game. I probably have talked about it enough, but it looks like it's even picked up more than it was blowing earlier. It was gusting up to 35.
Blowing in more from center field.
Yeah, blowing in from center field now, kind of out of the north and east. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's a strike. That's right down the middle. Strike 1, 2-1 now the count. I guess the JV plays after on these single headers. Is that a thing, single header? I think it's a single ball game. Here's the 1-2, or 2-1, I'm sorry. Pop fly to the right side. That'll get off onto the net for a foul ball strike. So 2-2 now to Yaya Garcia.
I don't think it's going to get back on.
Wind's blowing it, keeping it up there. 2-2. Garcia steps back in. Apodaca ready to go, and the pitch. And really high, ball 3. So that one kind of got away from her.
I think they got away from her.
Change up that she let go a little bit late. Kind of flew over the head of Whitmire. Over the head of her over her outstretched glove. So it's a full count now with 1 out. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's a line drive out to right center, going over and making the play. Tessa Yates. She had to be the whole way. She gave the right center and makes out number 2. And get this down to the final out for the Wildcats. They've got a big 2-out rally here with down by 6 runs, 7-1 the score. Here in this pivotal game, game 3 of the series. All right, here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, hit well to left field, and I think that's going to be a home run. Oh, double. It's a ground rule double. So, ground rule double. Boy, she hit that a ton, but the wind did not hurt because it might have been out of here otherwise. But it puts a 2-out rally, which is what they needed. Coming in to run for Urahara is number 50, Leslie Corral. So
Now back in right fielder, number 21.
Corral in to run and coming to bat, number 20. Whoa, wait, what? Who? Who's up to bat? Number 10. Malaya Castro. Swung on, foul to the right side for strike 1.
Okay. That was Utahada then?
Yes.
Okay, that they're pinching. I thought that was Castro, sorry.
All right, so here's the 0-1 from Apodaca. And it gets through the glove of Whitmire, so the ball moves the runner down on a passed ball. And so 1-1 the count. And Corral moving down to third base on the pass ball. There's a swing and a foul ball back into the netting. 2 now count to Cap. So Bulldogs going to get the series 2-1 and take the lead in this. Here's the pitch. Low. Throw down to third, not in time. 2-2. 2-2 now the count as we hear something flying over us low.
Choppers, maybe going to the hospital.
All right, here's the 2-2. And ball 3, a little high and inside. So a full count now to Castro. On deck is Bailey Garcia, and then back to the top of the order, Anahi Quiroga. Lovington wanting to get her there for sure. Here's the pitch. There's a payoff. Pop fly in the infield. Kingsley Rodriguez camps out and makes the play, and the Artesia Bulldogs will win the game. The final score, 7-1. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll give you some final stats right here on KSVP Radio and KSVPTV.com.
Hawker & Sons of Artesia, a company specializing in excavation and construction, is proud to support and provide construction services to the people and businesses of Eddy County and the surrounding area. With their expert knowledge of the industry, Hawker & Sons is well equipped to offer top-level service and professionalism to all oil field businesses, commercial and private parties with excavation and construction needs. Call Hawker & Sons today at 575-365-3175 or visit their website at hawkerandsons.com. Go Bulldogs!
It's Chevy Truck Month at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. Right now, receive 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2025 Silverado 1500 models. Our new vehicle specialists are here to assist you throughout the entire hassle-free buying experience. We have a great selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs to choose from and look forward to seeing you here on the corner of First and Main in Artesia or at GuyChevy.com.
Offer ends April 30th, 2025. APR for well-qualified buyers on approved credit. Visit GuyChevy.com.
Have you ever thought about being confident? We've all seen what the world tells us confidence looks like. Big energy, loud voices, perfect timing, always in control. People who take up space like they're born to do it. But what if confidence doesn't always look like that? What if confidence isn't about being louder, but instead it's about being more aligned with God? See, Solomon tells us in Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 3, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Align your work to the Lord. Do it His way, not your way. Do it the way that He's asked us to do it, not the way of the world. Is that you? Are you confident because your life is aligned with God? If your life isn't, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
Yeah. All right, Bulldog fans, welcome back here. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs get the win against the Lovington Lady Wildcats, as the winning pitcher for the Bulldogs was, well, let me start with the Lovington side of things. Sabri Sanchez will take the loss as she had 4.76 ERA. Daphne Udahana had come in and ends up with a 1.08 ERA because of the home run and the balls that were hit into that. But the Bulldogs, or the the Lovington Wildcats, end up getting let's see here. They end up getting 2 hits in the ball game, and so Bulldogs together. Well, I'm doing too many things at one time here. Sorry about that, fans. Let me go ahead and look here. The Bulldogs end up getting 7 runs off of 8. Off of 12 hits, and so a good batting performance by the Artesia Bulldogs, getting the win. And Caden Apodaca, she has a 9 strikeout night, and Kat Marcus came in for a third of an inning, had 1 strikeout. But the Artesia Bulldogs win, and now they are in the driver's seat in District 4-4A as they are now 6-1. 6-1, and Lovington falls to 5-2. On behalf of everybody with the KSVP radio station, it was Bradley and Jackie here with me. And Jeff came over too for a little while. This is Joby Hodling saying I hope you have a great night. And we'll see you next time right here, KSVP Radio at KSVPTV.com.
That concludes this presentation of sports on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP and online at KSVPTV.com. Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at KSVPTV.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Forest Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Needs Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales, and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Boris Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Moppin and Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Sons, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
President of the United States. Let's take Doge, for example.